Okay, in the shop, got this thing opened up, and I think we may be in luck here. Did some poking around with the Fluke multimeter and found a cold solder joint. And it looks like it was under stress because you can see it got pulled to the left. You can see where the old solder pad was there, and this just, lifts right up. So that's obviously a bad solder and probably was in tension from this wire going across these two here, because there's really not, it must have been under some tension, and I bet this thing just got knocked around in shipping and broke that ground. Other evidence that it got knocked around in shipping is the pick guards cracked up there, which, not the end of the world. I can probably live with that. I don't think it's going to kill me. But yeah, you can look at these other solders here. That's just a blob of solder sitting on top of that pot. That's not a solid solder. Neither is that. Neither is that. Well, the one on the left is good. So yeah, that's a good solid solder to ground on the left there. You see how it flows and just kind of looks like it's going into the metal. The one on the right is more just a blob sitting on top. So I'll probably flow these two into each other and try to get one big pool going there. Put some rosin on that, get a good solid solder, file this down, redo this one, or I'll redo all of these grounds. Fix the jack here, just bend these tabs back a little bit, put this back on with some Loctite. I also noticed the three-way switch could use some Loctite. It's getting spinny on us also. Probably zip tie these together and make sure they get out of the way. I found this issue because I thought that maybe some of the grounds were shorting to some of these terminals down here, the audio terminals, so I was just making sure that wasn't the case, or that this resistor was touching some of these audio terminals or touching some of the grounds, which it actually might have been. It was kind of down like this. That might have been touching the ground. Not sure because I pulled it up out of the way, but it was down there. So I will put that all back together, check the grounds, make sure the ground is not shorted to the audio circuitry, at least without the proper impedance or resistance it's supposed to have. I guess it would be 500K or 250, depending on how this is wired, maximum going to ground from the audio circuitry with the pots turned all the way up. So I'll just double check all that. It would be kind of strange that a single bad ground on a single tone pot would cause all that haywire switching and reverse volume knob and all that stuff. But I've seen bad grounds do some weird stuff. So maybe that's all it is. Let's hope that's all it is. Like you said, just a simple thing. And yeah, there is no ground wire going to the Bigsby. Which makes sense. This doesn't need to be grounded. I've just seen that on like Telecasters and Strats. The bridge is usually grounded to the ground, the common on the audio circuitry. So I'm probably not going to mess with that. I don't think it needs it. Yeah. So anyway, I will fix all of these grounds, fix that output jack, and put some Loctite on it, put it all back together, test it out, and hopefully that's all it is. Okay, got this soldered properly. That is actually a good solid bond to the metal. And I noticed, I just did everything here. I did the sides there, and I noticed this pickup was also not grounded, the jacket, and I redid that one on that side. So let's go check it out. Let's go test it. Well, shit. I had high hopes that would work, but it did not. It's doing the exact same thing. Yeah, the neck position still doesn't work, or it's both pickups. The middle position is still the weird wiring issues down here, and bridge seems to be fine. It doesn't crackle as much as it used to when you just move it around or any little small changes. I'm guessing that's what was going on with the Bigsby before, was just that probably bad ground there, or maybe this one over here, or a combination of the two. Um, Wiggling, this is the neck pickup wiggling that caused noise, and it's still, there's something up with this neck pickup. I feel like if you touch this or move it even a little bit, it crackles. Something, I think there may actually be something with the pickup, because the wiring looks good unless it's an internal wiring issue. The wiring itself looks fine. And this ground was never an issue. It was the ground on the bridge pickup, which actually seemed to be working correctly. So, yeah, I could look up a wiring diagram really quick on this, how this is supposed to be wired up, but it all looks correct. Just looking at it, the grounds, all appear to be going to the right place. Nothing seems to be shorting to ground. These capacitors look to be good. They're going to where they're supposed to be. 500K pots. I mean, yeah, everything just off the top of my head looks good. I really don't want to get into trying to chase down what's going on here, and I don't want to, taking it to a tech. They're expensive in this area. I got to drive out. I got to pick it up. I got to, take it out there. And I have a feeling that this is going to be something a little bigger, because I don't see any obvious issues. It's probably something more. So it's probably going to add expense, and I've already been through at least this part of it. So I don't know if I really want to mess with this anymore, which is unfortunate, because it's an amazing guitar, man. It's like I was telling you, exactly what I wanted to build. Right down to the pickups and the black nitro finish, everything. But I just don't need any projects right now. Honestly, man, my mom died on Wednesday. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I don't really need to be messing with all this right now. I'm already too deep into this deeper into this than I wanted to go. So, all right, well, that's where she's at. I think I'm just going to put through a return on Reverb, and yeah, man, sorry this didn't work out. I'm bummed. It looks like it got damaged in shipping, so I don't know, maybe you can file a claim with the shipping company, because I mean, hell, that solder got knocked loose, this ground got knocked loose, and the pick guard got cracked. So maybe that's evidence enough for shipping damage claim. I don't know. But yeah, okay, there you go.